Well, the hosts of The View in a rather celebratory mood this morning. Take a listen.
Word has just come down that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. We thank you for his service to the network and host of the prior contributor. Wave.
Well, now it's time for the other view. We're not going to do a wave here. Well, Whoopi Goldberg and friends reacting to the news that Tucker Carlson has parted ways with Fox News. You probably have heard by now, but Don Lemon is also out at CNN. I don't think they had a similar reaction. I don't even know if they announced it. But joining us now to discuss, reporter for the Daily Caller and host of The Facts, that would be Brianna Lyman, and Melanie Collette continues with us here. Brianna, I did many segments on The View. I would do fashion segments and other things. And I will tell you, there is one of those people who tells the studio audience kind of what to do if they want them to yell really loud or do something. So something tells me that might have not have been an impromptu reaction from the crowd, but driven by the hosts. Do you think I'm right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they are basking in this. And I also did not hear them note anything about Don Lemon, which, mind you, even if they did note something about Don Lemon, let's just say for the fact that Tucker Carlson got fired, which they said that it was an amicable split. Who celebrates someone losing a job with a wave? You know, I'm not a fan of Don Lemon's, but I'm not happy that he lost his job. Anybody losing their job is a tough situation. And their reaction just goes to show you they don't care about journalism. They don't care about anything but getting their agenda across, which is a liberal agenda.
I think it's a great point, Brianna. Again, celebrating someone's loss of a job, no matter how wealthy they may or may not be or whatever, just simply not a nice thing to do. Melanie, you know, regarding Don Lemon, I think if we saw any other network or show celebrating his departure, I think the ladies of The View would be pretty upset.
They would, and they would also be calling those people racist and homophobic. But I have a warning for the ladies of The View and anyone else. I've seen all kinds of media just really being happy about Tucker Carlson's departure from Fox News. You know, the Bible, a very wise person in the Bible, King Solomon, warned about this, about celebrating when somebody's has a downfall or has a problem, and how that is going to come back on you. So I would say, ladies of The View, I know you didn't ask for my advice, but you should take it. You might want to calm down with the celebrating.
Yeah, it could also be called something like karma. Also, you know, I'm sure many people have their opinions about Whoopi Goldberg, love her or not. I'm sure she wouldn't necessarily appreciate people celebrating her departure, although probably a lot of people would when that day comes. Also, in case you missed this, shortly after his dismissal, Don Lemon released this statement on Twitter. He said, "I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. It is clear that there are some larger issues at play. With that said, I want to thank my colleagues and the many teams I have worked with for an incredible run. They are the most talented journalists in the business, and I wish them all the best." Brianna, and then CNN released a counter statement saying, no, that's not true. We actually gave you an opportunity to meet with management. Do we see a fight brewing here?
Yeah, I think Don Lemon is absolutely right to say there were larger issues at play. And the larger issue is that CNN is now saying what we've all known is that they employ some liars, right? They are firing one of their top liars, because here you have Don Lemon saying one thing and CNN coming out and saying another thing. And now the Don Lemon firing isn't necessarily as much of a shock as Tucker Carlson just departing Fox News, because remember, this is a man who said that women aren't in their prime. This is a man who Variety reported, I believe it was about 2 weeks ago, that he was bullying colleagues for the better part of the past decade, right? That he had diva-like behavior. You had CNN CEO Chris Licht calling him a lightning rod, basically for trouble. So this is a man that has constantly stirred up problems, especially in recent months. We know he's had trouble with his co-hosts, Poppy Harlow and Caitlin Collins. And it almost seems like this was something that we knew was going to happen. I just don't think we thought it was going to happen the day that Fox announces they're departing with Tucker.
Yeah, interesting how that all worked out. I wonder if CNN decided, hey, wait, there's something that's actually bigger news. So quick, let's get this thing done. Melanie, you know, in terms of Don Lemon, here's an idea. Do you think that maybe he would join The View?
I actually think that's a stellar idea. I think that is a fantastic idea, and someone should write you a check for thinking of it.
Well, thank you.
just saying. But Don Lemon is a dangerous example of someone who lacks self-awareness, but also believes his own hype. Like those two things combined are going to meet with disaster, as we can see here. For him to be shocked that he got fired, like Don, you were the only one who was shocked that you got fired.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. We even had the former president saying, Donald Trump saying, why didn't this happen sooner? Last thing, you can wrap it up for us. Brianna here also reports that Fox News, going back there, has already lost has already lost nearly $1 billion, about a 5% drop in its market value today since the news was announced. What do you think that represents?
I think it represents dissatisfied conservatives. Tucker Carlson was one of the leading, if not the leading voice in the conservative movement behind Donald Trump. The CNN panel even said this today. They said, aside from Donald Trump, Tucker was the voice you went to because he moved the needle. And I see plenty of people on Twitter right now. They're canceling their Fox Nation subscriptions. They only went to Fox for Tucker. So wherever Tucker goes, people will follow en masse. And I think this is going to bode poorly for Fox.
Something tells me that Mr. Carlson is going to land firmly on his feet. TBD regarding Mr. Lemon. All right, Brianna Lyman, thanks so much for being with us. And Melanie, stick around.
Thank you.